Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Another day with an inside out shirt, another chromatic harmonica lesson. Today we're going to be doing D major, so stick around, check it out. Alright, so if you don't know, my name's Cronson. I'm a musician that lives in Illinois. I play music for a living. I play guitar, I sing, and I also play the chromatic harmonica in all my gigs. And I've noticed that my harmonica videos, specifically my instructional ones, have been doing really well. And like I said in earlier videos, I think it's because there's just not many of them out there. So what I've decided to do is, give these lessons, show some scales, basics, things like that, and then maybe it'll grow into something. So, but anyways, let's get into what is the D major scale, how do you play it on the chromatic harmonica, and how can you use it? So I've actually had some people ask me as well, like, what harmonica are you using? Very simple, it's this East Top 12-hole chromatic harmonica, key of C. And I have several of them. This is my old one that I eventually replaced because I just played on it for a long time. The reeds started getting sticky, having problems with the slide, and I was just like, get a new one. So, but I've also have occasionally used this one, which is essentially a 16-hole, and it's just got 4 holes for much lower notes. So I'll give a little thing with this at the end, but we're going to mostly just focus on the 12-hole for now. All right, so as I said, our scale today that we're playing is the D major scale. I'm going to teach you it note by note, and then we're going to play it up all the octaves that we can on the 12-hole, and then we'll get into some, use cases for it, arpeggios, things like that. So first thing first, the D major scale is the notes D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, then you're back at D. That's your root. All right, so now let's play it. First, we're going to draw in on the first hole for D. We're going to blow out on the second hole for E. We're going to draw in on the second hole with the slide pressed in for F sharp. We're going to blow out on the third hole for G. We're going to draw in on the third hole for A. We're going to draw in on the fourth hole for B. We're going to blow out on the fifth hole with the slide pressed in for C sharp. And then we draw in on the fifth hole for D. And going up. You can also repeat that same scale using the exact same pattern going from holes 5 to 9. So I'm going to do that again real quick here. So that is the exact same pattern you just did going from 1 to 5. You're just starting on 5 and going from 5 to 9. Now to get the last octave on the chromatic harmonica, 12-hole at least, the construction of it changes a little bit, so we'll have to modify the pattern. But it goes like this. We're going to draw in on 9 for D. We're going to blow out on 10 for E. We're going to draw in on 10 with the slide pressed in for F sharp. Going to blow out on 11 for G. Draw in on 11 for A. Draw in on 12 for B. We're going to blow out with the slide press down for C sharp. And then we're going to draw in with the slide pressed in for D. And now, as you've maybe learned in previous videos of mine, or you're about to learn now, we can make arpeggios pretty simply by taking the scale and skipping every other note until we hit the note that we started on. So let's start on D. We're going to skip a note and play D, skip E, F sharp. We're going to skip another note and play, instead of G, A. We're going to skip the B after that and play C sharp. And now we're right near D, so we're going to play that again. And you get D, F sharp, A, C sharp, D. And you can do it for any starting point on the scale. So if we start on E, we're going to play E. We're going to skip F sharp and play G. We're going to skip A and play B. we're going to skip C sharp and play D, and then we're back at E. And you can do that for the entirety of the scale. Pick a new starting point, skip every other note, stop skipping notes once you hit where you've started from, and that will give you your 4-note chord, arpeggio, and there you go. All right, so a quick note on trills within the D major scale. You'll find some of them will work, some of them will not work so well. And this has to do with the sharps and flats that are in the key, well, sharps or flats that are in the key, and some of them being out, some of them being in. So in D major, there's a lot of spots that you can trill and it will sound pretty good, reliably good. One of them is either on the G and A switch. But there's also one on the E when blowing out. So if I'm on E, and I do that real quick and I snap into a D, it sounds, you know, pretty okay. But if I'm on F sharp and I want to try and do a trill there, it's not going to really sound so great, and you'll see here. Right? Because I mean, it kind of works in like a entertainer song kind of way, but it's typically not what you're going for if you want that diatonic sound. So the ones on G and A work pretty well. F sharp, no, but E, yes. And I'll do an F sharp one just so you can see how it kind of doesn't really sound right in the context. Right? It doesn't, you get that F natural in there and it just doesn't really sound right. So you'll discover that, yeah, there's places where you can use them and there's places where it doesn't really make sense to do in the key. Let me think. I think there's also one you can do on B. So there's a lot of spots you can do them in. That B one also works. Doesn't really work on the C sharp though, because check this out. If I'm doing a little tune, that's using all the good ones we've learned. Here I'll do a C sharp one and an F sharp one in there so you can just see how kind of off it sounds. So those two that I did in there, you can tell it's just, you know, your ear kind of will naturally understand something's out here a little bit. So trills are, you know, an experience thing, and yeah, this is just kind of a quick and easy guide to get some of it under your belt, but a lot of it just comes down to experimentation and practice playing it. It also shouldn't be misunderstood that you can't ever use these notes. You absolutely can. You can make lines with them. You can make lines with, you know, the entire, you know, 12-note scale inside of D and have it sound good. It's all about context and how you do it. Like, for example, if I climb up through E, F, F sharp, you know, get to G, maybe then land on A, it can sound like this. In the context of a song, it can work. You know, so I climbed up there. I went D, E, F, F sharp, G, A. And that's a perfectly usable line that's using that, you know, forbidden note of F natural, but it works if you do it as a passing tone. And, you know, this works in harmonica, but it also works in every other instrument. So just kind of a passing tone thing that you can do to use notes that are outside of the D major scale, but still make it work and fit. All right, one final quick thing, and then we'll do a little bit of exhibition and call it a day. So this is also just an encouragement to learn the scale in intervals. So like, you know, doing it in thirds, doing it in fourths, fifths, etc. I'll demonstrate thirds here, and then the rest is kind of up to you. So we're gonna skip every other note, and it'll sound like this. D to F sharp, E to G, F sharp A, G to B, A to C sharp, B to D, C sharp to E, and then we're back at D. All right, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed our lesson. I'm going to do a little play along with some stuff that I came up here. Hope you enjoy and have fun with the practice.